people ask how you go from homeless to 5 million. And, you know, the first thing most people gonna say, like, man, I took this course, I studied, and I did all these things. But for me, to go from homeless to 5 million, it was prayer and scripture. Prayer and scripture got me to 1,000 units. Look, when I first started real estate, man, I didn't know anything. I didn't even know how to renovate. I didn't know any construction. I didn't know how to paint. I didn't know how to properly analyze a deal. And look, when I was growing up, if you wanted to learn something, there was no Wikipedia. There was an encyclopedia, you know, the big volume of books that were in alphabetical order. And if you wanted to learn something about finance and you were missing the F, you know, the F book, you were out of luck. And so when I didn't have the encyclopedia, I went to the library. Really, it was when I picked up reading scriptures and reading the Bible. I never forget to reading about Solomon and all he said, he prayed for discernment. And so I began to do that. And when I started praying for discernment, that's when things started coming to me. See, it wasn't like I can go on the internet or do Facebook Live or social media. Like, I didn't have that. So every time I would pray for discernment, God would send me a messenger, an angel, or a person, an individual. And it just so happened, whatever I was thinking about or praying about, like, they just happened to be there and share that information with me. Like, I'll never forget, man, when I first lost everything, I was praying about bankruptcy. And I'll never forget, man, this Jewish guy, older Jewish guy, rode up to my car wash. And he shared the story about how he filed bankruptcy. And from his story, from the knowledge he shared with me, I didn't file bankruptcy because of that. And that saved time for me getting back into the game. I mean, and then I'll never forget also, man, like, don't get me wrong, you're going to take some courses. You can go to YouTube University. But I'll never forget the first time I did real estate. I was so focused on the money and stacking it up and focused more on me and how it would make me look and feel. And I failed and I lost it all. And I remember I came across this one scripture that said, you cannot serve two gods, right? You cannot serve mammon and you cannot serve two gods, right? You will either love one or despise the other. And then from there, I learned it was about serving not just God, but serving his people. Matter of fact, in the Jewish community, they believe when you serve people, you become blessed even more. And it's just not just Jewish, that's just biblically universal principles. And once I understood it was about serving and giving, the more I served and the more I gave, the more I got back in return. See, the more I share financially with the church and the more I help other people obtain their goals, I got more in return. Look, I'll never forget, man, I was kind of cool with the couple of units I had, and I was looking to go in a different direction. And some group of guys came up to me, man, we want to get 1,000 units. We was like, I don't really want to do that. But if that's what you want to do, man, people call us about that all the time. And because of that, we immediately jumped into 1,000 units. Like, I got a deal within 30 days. And there we were. And it was all because of prayer and discernment and being consistent in what I was doing and helping others. I want you to, go to YouTube University. I want you to take courses. But what I'm telling you, man, if you pray and meditate and continue to read your scriptures, that will empower you. It will bring things closer to you that you didn't even realize you needed. So how somebody go from homeless to 5 million? Prayer, scripture, and discernment.